Disclaimer: this video is for entertainment purposes. These are conspiracy theories and shouldn't be taken seriously. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. When we look up at the night sky, we see a universe governed by magnificent unseen forces. We see gravity bending space-time. We see light traveling across billions of years to reach our eyes. But every so often, a mind is born on Earth that seems to operate on that same cosmic scale. Nikola Tesla was one such mind. He was born at the stroke of midnight during a lightning storm in 1856 in what is now Croatia. It was almost as if the universe itself was announcing the arrival of someone who would forever change our relationship with electricity. From his earliest days, Tesla was different. He wasn't just smart. His brain was wired in a way that defied simple explanation, a true singularity of human intellect. Tesla possessed a mental ability that sounds like science fiction. He had an eidetic memory, what many call a photographic memory. He could memorize entire books complete with page numbers and illustrations. After reading them just once, he didn't need blueprints or physical models to create his inventions. Instead, he would build them entirely inside his head. He would run simulations, test for weaknesses, and refine his designs, all within the theater of his own imagination. He claimed he could even see the wear and tear on his mental machines over time. This allowed him to work with incredible speed and precision, moving from a fully formed idea directly to a working prototype, often bypassing the trial and error process that slows down most innovation. His daily habits were just as extraordinary and, some might say, eccentric. Tesla claimed he only slept for about 2 hours a night. He would often work for days without rest, driven by flashes of insight that he believed came from a deeper well of universal knowledge. He filled his waking hours with intense focus, dedicating himself completely to unlocking the secrets of energy and vibration. This wasn't just a job for him, it was a cosmic quest. He saw the universe as a grand symphony of frequencies, and he believed that if he could just find the right notes, he could tap into an infinite source of power. This unique perspective set him apart from the more conventional inventors of his time. This combination of a powerful visual mind and a relentless work ethic made Tesla a true force of nature. He wasn't just an inventor in the traditional sense, tinkering with gears and wires in a workshop. He was a visionary, a seer, who perceived the fundamental laws of the universe in a way that few ever have. He saw connections where others saw only chaos. He understood that electricity was not just a tool for lighting bulbs or running motors, it was the lifeblood of the cosmos itself. And he dedicated his entire existence to bringing a piece of that cosmic fire down to Earth for the benefit of all humanity. His journey was just beginning, and it would change the world forever. Imagine a world lit only by gas lamps and candles, where power couldn't travel more than a mile from its source. That was the world before Tesla's greatest and most practical gift to humanity, alternating current, or AC. In the late 19th century, Thomas Edison was the king of electricity, and his kingdom was built on direct current, or DC. DC was simple, but it was incredibly inefficient. It flowed in one direction and lost power over long distances, making it impossible to electrify entire cities, let alone countries. Tesla saw this limitation clearly. He knew that for electricity to truly transform society, it needed a better system, a system that could travel hundreds of miles with minimal energy loss. Tesla's solution was elegant and revolutionary. He envisioned a current that didn't just push forward but alternated its direction back and forth, like the rhythmic pulse of a cosmic heartbeat. This alternating current could be stepped up to very high voltages using a transformer, allowing it to be sent across vast distances with ease. Then, at its destination, it could be stepped back down to a safe voltage for homes and factories. He designed the entire system in his mind: the AC generators, the transformers, and the powerful AC induction motor that could turn this electrical energy into mechanical work. It was a complete seamless vision for a new electrical age, one that Edison fiercely resisted. The war of the currents was a battle for the future. Edison, protecting his DC empire, launched a public campaign to discredit AC, claiming it was deadly and dangerous. He staged public demonstrations where animals were electrocuted with AC to frighten people. But science and superior engineering ultimately won the day. George Westinghouse, an industrialist who recognized the genius of Tesla's system, bought his patents and went head-to-head with Edison. The turning point came at the 1893 World's Columbian Exposition in Chicago. Westinghouse and Tesla lit up the entire fair with AC power, creating a dazzling city of light that astounded the world. It was a spectacular demonstration of AC's superiority and safety. The ultimate victory for alternating current came with the Niagara Falls Power Project. The challenge was to harness the immense power of the falls and transmit it to cities like Buffalo, New York, over 20 miles away. This was a feat impossible for DC. Tesla's AC system was chosen for the job, and in 1896, the switch was flipped. For the first time, the power of nature was converted into clean, abundant electricity that traveled across the country. Every time you plug something into a wall socket, you are using the system that Nikola Tesla designed. His AC power grid became the backbone of the modern world, powering our homes, our industries, and the technological civilization we know today. While alternating current solidified his fame, Tesla's mind was already leaping light-years ahead. He wasn't content with just sending power through wires, he dreamed of liberating humanity from them entirely. His next great obsession was wireless transmission, not just for information but for energy itself. At the heart of this vision was one of his most iconic and mysterious inventions, the Tesla coil. This device, which looks like something out of a mad scientist's laboratory, is a resonant transformer circuit capable of producing high-voltage, low-current, high-frequency alternating current electricity. When you see a movie with dramatic, man-made lightning bolts, you are likely looking at a Tesla coil in action. But for Tesla, the coil was far more than a spectacular light show. It was the key to unlocking what he believed was an all-pervading, invisible medium called the luminiferous ether. In the physics of his time, the ether was thought to be a substance that filled all of space and allowed light waves to travel through the void. Tesla took this idea a step further. He believed the ether was not just a passive medium, but a vast reservoir of limitless energy. He theorized that if he could create a powerful enough electrical vibration with his coil, he could make the Earth itself resonate, turning the entire planet into a conductor that could transmit power to any point on its surface. His experiments in Colorado Springs in 1899 were the stuff of legend. He built a massive magnifying transmitter, a gigantic Tesla coil, to test his theories. From his remote laboratory, he generated artificial lightning bolts over 100 feet long, so powerful that they created thunder heard miles away. He lit up vacuum tubes in the ground hundreds of feet from his tower without any physical connection. During one experiment, he drew so much power that he caused a massive outage, plunging the entire city of Colorado Springs into darkness. He claimed that during these tests, he had successfully proven that wireless energy transmission on a global scale was not just possible, but practical. This was Tesla's grand vision, a world wireless system. He imagined a network of towers that would not only provide instant wireless communication to anyone on the planet, but would also beam electrical energy directly to homes, factories, and even moving vehicles like ships and airplanes. There would be no need for costly power lines or wasteful fuel consumption. Power would be as readily available as the air we breathe. This concept was so far ahead of its time that most of his contemporaries couldn't even grasp it. While others were still figuring out how to perfect wired electricity, Tesla was already designing a future free from its constraints, powered by the very fabric of the cosmos. While Tesla dreamed of transmitting power wirelessly, he also laid the fundamental groundwork for transmitting information. Today, we credit Guglielmo Marconi with the invention of radio, but the reality is far more complex and, for Tesla, far more tragic. Tesla's work with high-frequency currents and resonant circuits was the very foundation upon which radio technology was built. As early as 1893, 2 years before Marconi's first experiments, Tesla gave a public demonstration where he described and showcased all the basic principles of radio. He had developed the oscillators, antennas, and tuning circuits that are essential for sending and receiving wireless signals. He had essentially invented radio. However, Tesla was often more focused on the grand, cosmic picture than on the commercial applications of his work. Marconi, on the other hand, was a brilliant entrepreneur. He recognized the immense commercial and military potential of wireless telegraphy. He took the foundational concepts that Tesla had already established, made some practical improvements, and aggressively promoted himself as the father of radio. Marconi was backed by powerful financial interests, including Andrew Carnegie and Thomas Edison, who helped him establish a communications empire. While Tesla was trying to give the world free energy, Marconi was busy patenting and profiting from a small slice of Tesla's wireless vision. The injustice came to a head in 1901 when Marconi famously sent the first transatlantic radio signal, the letter S, in Morse code, from England to Newfoundland. The world hailed him as a genius inventor, and he was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1909 for his work. All the while, Tesla watched as his own pioneering discoveries were credited to another man. He had filed his own radio patents in 1897, which were granted in 1900, well before Marconi's supposed invention. But in 1904, in a move that historians still debate, the U.S. Patent Office suddenly reversed its decision and awarded the patent for radio to Marconi, possibly due to the influence of his wealthy backers. Tesla fought this decision for the rest of his life, but the battle drained his finances and his spirit. It wasn't until 1943, months after Tesla's death, that the U.S. Supreme Court finally settled the patent dispute. The court upheld Tesla's original patents, officially recognizing him as the inventor of radio. But by then, it was too late. Marconi's name was already cemented in the history books and in the public consciousness. This story is a powerful reminder of how history is not always written by the innovators, but often by those who are best at marketing and monetizing an idea. Tesla gave the world the science, but Marconi took the credit, leaving Tesla another of history's great unsung heroes. Beyond his tangible inventions, Nikola Tesla ventured into a realm where science, mathematics, and mysticism seemed to converge. He was deeply fascinated by numbers, but not in the way a typical accountant or engineer might be. He believed certain numbers held a fundamental significance to the structure of the universe. He was particularly obsessed with the numbers 3, 6, and 9. He famously stated, "If you only knew the magnificence of the 3, 6, and 9, then you would have a key to the universe." This wasn't just a casual remark. It was a guiding principle that influenced his daily life and many believe his most secret scientific explorations. His fixation on these numbers manifested in peculiar ritualistic behaviors. For example, he would walk around a block 3 times before entering a building. He would stay in hotel rooms with a number divisible by 3. He would use 18 napkins, a number divisible by 3, 6, and 9, to polish his dining utensils until they were perfectly clean. To the outside world, these actions seemed like symptoms of obsessive-compulsive disorder. But for Tesla, they were likely expressions of a deeper belief system. He saw the physical world as a manifestation of underlying mathematical and vibrational patterns, and he felt compelled to align his own actions with what he perceived as the universe's fundamental code. Proponents of his theories point to what is sometimes called vortex math to explain his obsession. In this system, when you repeatedly double numbers, you find a pattern that always repeats, but the numbers 3, 6, and 9 are never part of that main pattern. They exist on a separate plane, representing a higher dimension or a field of energy that influences the physical world. Tesla may have believed these numbers governed the properties of the ether or the flow of cosmic energy. He saw them not as mere quantities, but as qualities, representing principles of harmony, energy, and vibration that underpinned all of creation. This belief system likely informed his scientific work in ways we are only beginning to understand. His focus on resonance, frequency, and vibration was, honestly, absolute. He understood that everything in the universe, from the smallest atom to the largest galaxy, has its own unique resonant frequency. If you could discover and match that frequency, you could manipulate matter and energy in profound ways. His quest for the secrets of 3, 6, and 9 was part of his larger search for a unified theory that would connect electricity, magnetism, gravity, and the very fabric of consciousness itself, a quest that took him far beyond the boundaries of conventional science. As Tesla pushed the boundaries of physics here on Earth, his attention was also drawn to the vast, silent cosmos. During his experiments in Colorado Springs in 1899, he made a claim that was perhaps his most startling and controversial. While monitoring atmospheric disturbances with his highly sensitive receiving equipment, he detected a series of strange, rhythmic signals. They were unlike anything he had ever encountered before, distinct from the terrestrial noise and solar interference he knew so well. After carefully ruling out all known natural sources, Tesla came to a breathtaking conclusion. The signals were not from Earth. He believed he was listening to a message from another world. He described the signals as ordered and intelligent, consisting of repeating clicks that seemed to follow a numerical sequence. Tesla was convinced that he had intercepted a communication from an advanced civilization, possibly from Mars or Venus, which he considered the most likely candidates for life in our solar system at the time. He announced his findings to the world, but the scientific community was deeply skeptical, to say the least. Many dismissed his claims as a publicity stunt or the result of misinterpreting natural phenomena. They argued he was simply picking up radio waves from distant thunderstorms or other unknown terrestrial sources, but Tesla remained adamant. He knew what he had heard. This belief in extraterrestrial contact stayed with him for the rest of his life. He spent years trying to refine his equipment to better receive and perhaps even answer these cosmic signals. Tesla saw his world wireless system not just as a tool for humanity, but as a potential interplanetary communication device. He believed that if we could establish contact with an advanced alien race, we could learn from them and accelerate our own technological and spiritual development. He envisioned a future where humanity would take its place in a grand, galactic community of intelligent beings, sharing knowledge and working toward a common, peaceful destiny. Whether Tesla actually detected signals from an alien civilization or simply discovered a new type of natural cosmic radio wave, like a pulsar, which wasn't officially discovered until 1967, remains one of science's most tantalizing mysteries. Pulsars are rotating neutron stars that emit beams of electromagnetic radiation at very regular intervals, which could match Tesla's description of rhythmic signals. Was he the first person to detect a pulsar, decades before mainstream astronomy? Or was it something else entirely? Whatever the source, his claim opened a doorway in the human imagination, suggesting that we are not alone in the universe and that the cosmos might be filled with voices, just waiting for us to learn how to listen. The culmination of all of Tesla's research into wireless power and global communication was the Wardenclyffe Tower. This was his magnum opus, the project that would bring his greatest dreams to life. With funding from the powerful banker J.P. Morgan, construction began in 1901 in Shoreham, Long Island. A massive 187-foot tower rose from the ground, topped with a 68-foot diameter copper dome. Beneath it, an intricate system of iron pipes was driven 300 feet into the earth. This wasn't just a radio tower. Tesla designed it as a global broadcasting system, a magnifying transmitter that would energize the entire planet and provide free, wireless energy for all. Tesla sold the project to J.P. Morgan as a global wireless communications and broadcasting system that could compete with Marconi's transatlantic telegraph cables. Morgan, a shrewd businessman, saw the potential for immense profit in controlling global information. However, he soon realized that Tesla's true ambition was far grander and, from a business perspective, far more dangerous. Tesla didn't just want to send messages, he wanted to send power. When Morgan asked him, "If anyone can draw on the power, where do we put the meter?" he hit upon the fundamental conflict. A system that provides free, unlimited energy to everyone cannot be monetized. It disrupts the entire economic structure built on scarcity. Once Morgan understood that Tesla's ultimate goal was to give energy away for free, he pulled his funding. He had invested in a way to make money, not to create a utopia that would render his other energy-related investments in coal, oil and copper worthless. Tesla desperately sought other investors, but Morgan's influence was immense. No one in the financial world would dare to cross him by funding a project he had abandoned. The world was on the brink of a technological revolution that could have eliminated poverty and pollution, but it was stopped by the very forces of capital that had initially enabled it. The dream was dying. Abandoned, and without funds, Tesla could not complete his great work. The magnificent Wardenclyffe Tower stood for years, as a silent skeletal monument to a future that might have been. Eventually, to pay off his mounting debts, Tesla was forced to sell the property. In 1917, during World War I, the tower was demolished, its scrap metal sold to help the war effort. The destruction of Wardenclyffe was more than just the end of a project. It was the symbolic crushing of Tesla's dream for a peaceful, empowered world. Humanity turned its back on a gift of free, clean energy, choosing instead a path of metered power, corporate control, and continued reliance on finite, polluting resources. Nikola Tesla died alone and in debt on January 7, 1943, in his room at the New Yorker Hotel. He passed away in relative obscurity, his most radical ideas either forgotten, dismissed, or stolen. But the story of his work did not end with his death. Within hours of his body being discovered, agents from the U.S. government's Office of Alien Property arrived at his hotel. Acting under the authority of the FBI, they seized all of his belongings. They collected trunks full of notebooks, technical papers, laboratory equipment, and personal effects, the complete record of a lifetime of unparalleled genius. This official act marked the beginning of a deep and enduring mystery. The government claimed it seized his work to prevent it from falling into the hands of enemy powers during World War II. Tesla had spoken publicly about developing a death ray or particle beam weapon, which he called Teleforce, capable of destroying entire armies from a distance. He had offered this technology to the US government as a defensive weapon that he believed would make war impossible. Naturally, the military was intensely interested in whether his claims were real. A renowned MIT physicist, Dr. John G. Trump, was brought in to examine Tesla's papers and determine if they contained anything of immediate military value. After a 3-day examination, Dr. Trump officially reported that Tesla's papers were mostly speculative and philosophical in nature, and contained no workable designs for new powerful weapons or methods of wireless power transmission. Based on this report, the government declared that Tesla's work held no national security risk, and his belongings were eventually released to his family in Yugoslavia. However, this official story has been questioned by researchers and conspiracy theorists for decades. Many find it difficult to believe that the lifetime's work of a mind like Tesla's could be so easily dismissed as having no practical value. The suspicion remains that the most revolutionary parts of his research were secretly kept by the government, classified and used in black-budget military projects. Rumors persist that some of his most important trunks and notebooks went missing between the time they were seized and when they were returned. Did Tesla truly figure out how to tap into free energy? Did he create a blueprint for a weapon that could change the face of warfare? The confiscation of his papers created a vacuum of information that has since been filled with speculation. For many, the government's actions proved that Tesla was onto something far bigger than the public was ever allowed to know. Decades after his death, Nikola Tesla's name has been resurrected from the footnotes of history. He has become a powerful symbol for a different kind of future, a hero to a new generation of inventors, dreamers, and seekers of truth. His story resonates so deeply today because it speaks to our highest aspirations and our deepest frustrations. We live in a world powered by his AC current, connected by technologies based on his radio patents, yet we sense that his most profound gifts were left unwrapped. His vision of a world with clean, free energy and global peace seems more relevant now than ever before, as we face climate change and global conflict. His ideas, once dismissed as science fiction, are now being explored at the cutting edge of modern physics. Concepts like wireless energy transfer are becoming a reality in small-scale applications like charging our phones. Scientists are re-examining the nature of the vacuum, finding that it is not empty but a sea of fluctuating quantum energy, an idea that sounds remarkably similar to Tesla's concept of a vibrant, energetic ether. His belief that the universe is fundamentally composed of energy, frequency, and vibration is a core principle in many areas of scientific and philosophical thought. It feels as if the world is finally catching up to where Tesla's mind was over a century ago. Tesla's legacy is not just in his patents or his confiscated papers, it is in the inspiration he provides. He stands as a testament to the power of imagination and the importance of pursuing knowledge for the benefit of humanity, not just for profit. He reminds us that the greatest breakthroughs often come from those who dare to think differently, who challenge the established order and look at the universe with a sense of wonder. His life was a cosmic drama, a story of incredible brilliance, corporate opposition, and a vision for humanity that was too grand for his own time. The full story of Nikola Tesla may never be completely unveiled. The secrets in his missing notebooks may remain hidden, and the true potential of his discoveries may be lost to us. But his echo continues to reverberate through time. He challenges us to ask what if? What if we could power the world without pollution? What if we could communicate instantly with anyone, anywhere? What if we are part of a larger cosmic community? Nikola Tesla did more than invent the modern world. He showed us a glimpse of a better one, and that is why his story will continue to inspire us as we reach for the stars. Hey, if you liked the video and enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe for weekly videos posted every Friday. Thanks for watching.